Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Achak Nagash. Shalom. I mean, double honor to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson, Lord's will. This is edifying to the Lord's of light. We'll go straight into the news. It says, Border Patrol Commander Greg Pavino returning to position in El Centro sources. El Centro, we'll see what's going on with Greg Pavino. If you don't know who these devils are, you should get familiar with their faces. That's Greg Pavino. He the one that got the great coat, all right? Look like a transformer. It says, new fallout over shooting of Alex Preddy. Border Patrol Commander Gregory Pavino is expected to leave Minneapolis as the Duck administration reshuffles leadership of its immigration enforcement operation after the shooting of Alex Preddy, Evelyn Hexton, Reuters. So, Alex Preddy got shot in Minneapolis. He got shot mad times. You ever seen the beginning of the 50 Cent, the 50 Cent, you ever heard of the song Mini Man?
Yeah.
What happened in the beginning? He said, oh, I'm shot. And then they shot him a bunch of times after that?
Yeah.
That's sort of what happened to Alex Preddy. You know who that is?
Yeah, the guy who got killed in Minneapolis.
That's right. If you don't mind me asking you, what's your nationality?
Salvadoran.
El Salvadorian. Can I show you something about El Salvador? Do you read the Bible?
I do.
So the El Salvadorians are Israelites, okay? So you would be from the tribe of Zebulun. Actually, El Salvador is what's El Salvador, right?
It's next to Guatemala and Mexico.
Yeah. So you would be in between Guatemala and Panama, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you would be from the tribe of Zebulun. So we're Israelites, brother. Okay, the Lord made a covenant with the nation of Israel on Mount Sinai. All right? He only gave his law, statutes, and commandments to the Israelites after the Exodus to Egypt.
Right.
We didn't keep those law, statutes, and commandments. That's why we over here in America talking to each other like this. We were in Israel. We were ruling under King Solomon, King David. That's our history.
Okay.
That was taken away from us because we transgressed those laws. And it's very important that you learn your history in that Bible. Because the so-called Ishmael, you ever heard of Ishmael?
Yes.
The Arabs, they know they go back to the Bible. You go to Iran, you know the Persians? The Persians, they know they go back to the Bible. For some reason, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they don't know where the hell they're from. They think they're from over here.
Right.
But that was way before Christopher Columbus, before you started speaking Spanish. He's the one who conquered your people. You weren't speaking Spanish before that nigga came over here.
Yeah.
Telling lies about the Bible, okay? The letter J was created in 1524 by Giorgio Trissino. So the Lord's name can't be Jesus, so we're calling on a false god, just like we were before, following the gods of the heathens. Now, it says it in the Bible, but you need to understand who Israel is. You got to know you're an Israelite. You got to know who Esau is, okay? When you read Genesis, the 25th chapter, it talks about Jacob and Esau. The so-called white man is our brother, okay? So we descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those are our forefathers. His forefathers were a bunch of damn killers, murderers, and rapists. Okay, we go back to a righteous seed. The Lord. We ultimately we go all the way back to the garden of being the sons of God. We're actually direct descendants of the sons of God.
Right.
And our original language was Hebrew. So this is a time where the Lord's calling back His children to come serve Him. Because what do you see? You see immigration. You see ICE, right?
Yeah.
What happened was when Israel disobeyed the laws, He sent the Assyrians to come in there to come take them. And they would take them and deport them to Mesopotamia. That's in ancient times. That's all in the Bible. 2 Kings, the 17th chapter. You should read about that, okay? And then He replaced the people in Israel, and He took the people from Mesopotamia and put them in Israel. So that's the same tactics that He's using today.
Right.
He's just using, it's the same devil though. But now he's the modern day Assyrian, because you go back to Assyria and these ancient kingdoms, you'll learn that all of these kingdoms, America makes up all of these kingdoms. It's called the mother of harlots. So it's all the wickedness, all conglomerated into one. And you can see that if you understand what happened in Egypt. Because what happened to the Israelites in Egypt?
They're slaves.
Exactly. And that only happens to us, because when we're not in authority, when we're not running the world,
Right.
wickedness is all over the place. Children being kidnapped, wars all over the place. Look at the land of Israel. They're trying to build this new Gaza, new Rafah, high rises, Trump towers.
Yeah.
You think the Lord wants that in His country? He would have did it Himself, right? he would have did that, and if that's how he wanted his land to be, he would be it like that. That's not what he wants. Okay. So the reason why I'm saying that, brother, we're the Israelites. Okay, and we come out, we make videos, we put it on the internet, but soon the internet's about to go off. This ain't anti-Semitism. You ever heard that word? That's a word that's being used. Netanyahu, who's the prime minister of Israel,
Right.
I just did a video on this last night. He said social media is the battlefield, and the reason why he wants the battle is because of us. Because I understand who I am. Now I'm a Jew. Anti-Semitism means anti-Shemitic. Okay, Noah had 3 sons. He had Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Right. We're descendants of Shem. Okay, so I'm not against myself.
Right.
And then Ishmael too. Ishmael's a Shemite too. So the so-called Muslims that he's saying are they're Shemitic. They go back to Shem. Ishmael was a direct descendant of Abraham.
Right.
Abraham is Shem. So what the hell is this devil talking about?
Yeah.
But he stole our identity. So that's why he's saying all these things. But when you read the book of Amos, the 8th chapter, see, this is our blessing. We're supposed to know this in and out. The heathen ain't supposed to be teaching us a damn thing about this Bible. He got the whole world and everything else. But this, we got the Lord. That's it. We don't have nothing in this world. All we got is the law, statutes, and commandments the Lord said is going to prosper us. That's it. And that's why we need to come back to this right now, because this is it, brother. This is it. Our people, it's tired of our people working for this damn devil. This ain't shit, man. Let me grab this in the book of Proverbs real quick. As a matter of fact, let me grab this in Psalms. Wake you up, man. I know you got to go. And maybe I can help you out, man. Psalms 147. In verse number 19, he showeth his word unto Jacob. So Jacob, in Genesis the 32nd chapter, his name was later turned into Israel because he fought it. That's okay. So Israel is a people before it's a place, right? So just like Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, we're Jerusalem. Okay, we're the Israelites. All right. These promises, because you got to think about it, right? He's been in power all this time. He should have established a righteous society. This place isn't righteous. It's wicked. And he's in power. So he can't fit being the righteous society. And the Lord gets glorified when he brings his people into power. Because who thinks the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American man is going to rule? Right. That's funny, right? Yeah. It's funny, right? Yeah. That's how the Lord works. And he's going to exalt the nation of Israel in the midst of all the heathen nations. That's what makes them heathen. They weren't given the law, statutes, and commandments. The word Israel goes back to Paleo-Hebrew, which is Yasharala, which is princes of the power, okay? Look what our forefathers, look at Elijah, having fire come down from heaven. He didn't have any technology. He didn't have to go build a nuclear bomb for him to do that. He just called on the Lord to do that, okay? The Lord, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai, which in the Paleo-Hebrew, which means he's the deliverer, all right? He walked on water. Right. So this is tech that these heathen can't figure it out. Yeah. We got more power than them. We're stronger than them. But we transgress the laws. And when you read Romans 6:23, the wages of sin is death. But the ultimate death that we're suffering right now is not knowing who we are. When you go to the book of Proverbs, let me grab this first. I'm all over the place. Psalms 147 and 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. So we're experiencing his judgments. One of his judgments is that we'll be discontinued from our heritage. Okay? So now we're following the ways of these heathen. Okay, we're celebrating Christmas. We're not keeping the Passover. We're celebrating Easter. We're eating pork. That's against our dietary laws. So this devil got complete rule over because we're following him. Right. And his ways lead to death, according to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. But let me grab this in Jeremiah, if I can feel my fingers. I didn't want to use my Bible today, but I hate using my phone because it just don't feel right.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You got to get a sword, get a KJV. This is going to pop it up. You need a 1611 Bible. Because this devil, when you read this, you only got the Old and the New Testament.
I got the King James version.
That's good.
Yeah. You
got to master that Bible, okay? Because King David was a so-called black man, by the way. He translated this from Hebrew, okay? But when you get to 1611, it says in the beginning that later on there was going to be a more thorough interpretation of the Bible. Well, that interpretation is here, my man. But this right here, this is called an Apocrypha. This goes in between Malachi and Matthew.
Okay.
So there's a 400-year difference right there. And it talks about the Greek captivity. Because we were in slavery under all these nations. We were in slavery to the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Greeks, the Romans. And some of these, we read Judges, we were under the Philistines, under the Moabites. So we were always down because we keep transgressing the laws.
Right.
So the Lord made a new covenant with us. He said he's going to put the law statutes in our inward parts, in our heart. So he's going to make us perfect. When he returns, we're never going to transgress the laws again. So that comes with being perfect like the Lord.
Right.
The Lord can't die. We will be like him. But the heathen, that's not their promise. That's our promise. And that's why we're seeing this kingdom, because there's only one kingdom that's going to last forever, and that's the nation of Israel's kingdom. And that's us. He got us thinking he's the nation of Israel. But when you read Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, he said, once we get back in the land, the heathen are not going to learn war anymore. There ain't going to be any war wearing power. Because imagine if you're a god, okay, and can't nobody do anything to you.
Right.
The Lord's going to turn you, you're going to be a god. So there ain't no heathen guns and shit like that. That shit ain't going to do nothing. You know, you're actually their God. You're their Lord. That's your blessing. They're supposed to be worshiping you, but they're worshiping shit that don't even exist. Anyways, let me finish this. Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger which shall burn forever. So the nation of Israel, we're known to prophesy. We're prophets. That's our wisdom. We got wisdom of the Lord. That's the highest level of wisdom you can have on the world. Yeah. This world don't have the wisdom of the Lord. They go to school, they come out with degrees. When you look at the word degree, right, go back and look at the etymology of the word. It's a downgrade. So this dude is downgrading us from serving the Lord. We're complete reprobates, but this is our wisdom and knowledge. This is why we need to know this right here. Right. Everything else, it's all vain, because that's going to cause this. America is Babylon in the scriptures. This is modern day Babylon we're living in. Sorry, I keep beating my alarm clock. But let me finish this, because I know you got to go. So we would discontinue from our heritage. That's why you said you're El Salvadorian. Yeah. You're not. Okay. That's after the conquest of Christopher Columbus. So he changed your language, your customs, and we're still serving this devil still to this day. Now, us too. And when you learn about the history of Israel, y'all came over here first to the Americas. Y'all were indigenous to this place. In 70 AD, we stayed in Israel longer than the Northern Kingdom. Y'all got kicked out first. We stayed there. We got the Maccabean period, 70 AD, when the Romans came and sacked the Second Temple. That's when we left the land. Then we went into the inner parts of Africa. So we remained black. Your tribes mixed up with what do you call it? The Spaniards, the British, the French. Yeah. But we all go back to the same people. We all go back to Jacob. And this is prophecy that we're back in Egypt again. The scriptures talk about this being Egypt again. This is Babylon. This is Nineveh. America's all these wicked societies conglomerated into one. And once you have that understanding, you'll be able to see that. You'll be able to walk in truth and see, like, this is the damn devil. It's just clear as day. Okay? And let me finish this too. Psalms 147 in verse 20. He have not dealt so with any nation. Going back to he showed his word unto Jacob. So that's why you're not going to see a so-called white man out here video recording these videos and putting it up for his people. The Lord ain't got no prophets for him. He's going into slavery, my man. Okay? It tells you in Revelation 13, if you don't mind. I know you got to go. You got to go, huh? Yeah. I got a channel, my man. You could feel free to watch.
What's your channel name?
It's Fruit from the Branch. But this is it. This word is eventually. This word ain't going to be out here any longer. So people are going to be stuck to their own mind, not knowing what the Lord told them to do. He gave us comfort. He told us what he wants us to do. Right. Not to be out here protesting with the heathen, fighting each other. Back in the 80s, we were getting shot, killed by the police. Now the so-called white man is going through that because of what he did to the nation of Israel. When you read the book of Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter, it talks about all these curses shall fall upon our enemies. I don't have all there's so much I can talk to you all the day long, man.
I know. I'm sorry, man.
I know, my brother, but make sure you get the channel.
Fruit of the branch.
Fruit from the branch.
Fruit from the branch.
Okay. Let me finish this. Psalms 147:20. He have not dealt so with any nation. So he didn't give his word to any other nation except the nation of Israel. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. They haven't known Deuteronomy 28:15-68. That's all the curses we're going through. One of the curses is going into another nation under your enemies, going on slave ships. Okay? What nation went on slave ships? That's us. In 1492, y'all went on slave ships before the so-called black man came. We came here in 1619. Christopher Columbus in 1492. So we got to know these things, okay? Hey, shalom, my brother. Shalom, my man.
I know
Fruit
I got
from
your
the
channel.
branch, yeah.
Fruit from the branch. What's your name, man?
Rabbi Nat.
Rabbi Nam.
Yeah,
Good to meet you, man.
you too, my man. But make sure you get the channel, my man. All right. All right, shalom, man. All right. You gotta go, but hey, may the Lord bless that man. Where'd I want to go? Let's go into the news. I was talking about Greg Bovino till Jake came up. I had to splash him real quick. Customs, yeah, I read that. It says Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said in a statement on Monday that Bovino has not been relieved of his duties, referring to him as a key part of the president's team and a great American. Okay. I thought he's gonna send Tom Homan in there, Fred Flintstone. Fuck he gonna do? Nigga ain't got no teeth. Like he's a fucking base man out the top, man. He don't even look good in the position he's supposed to be in, man. He don't look like he belong there, right? Fucking damn devils, man. But like I say all the time, man, it don't matter what happened to anybody. The Lord's word is still gonna be fulfilled. Tom Homan gonna get a chip in his right hand. He probably gonna get it in his forehead because he's a fucking idiot. He gonna ask for the one in the forehead. Yeah, can you give me the yeah, I heard that. Like it's like when those three the jab shot came out. I want to get the one shot. Nah, just put it right in my brain because later on I want to just be scanned. I want the best one you got. They're gonna give you. You want the Pfizer one or you want the J&J MOTB? Which one you want? Foolishness. Foolishness. It says it comes as Bovino and some Border Patrol agents are leaving Minneapolis just as border czar Tom Homan arrives in the city. Is this today? So we're gonna watch Tom Homan, man. Every time I think of Alex Pretty, man, I keep thinking about that song, Baby, man. He goes, in the middle, in the beginning of the I'm surprised nobody, maybe that's a meme that I'm just thinking in my head, but 50 Cent got shot, I think he got shot 9 times. Bovino got shot 7 in Minnesota. I think it's the irony of it. Irony, man. Then you had ICE patrolling a hotel. They're beating on drums. They're blowing a trumpet. They're getting ready for war, man. They're getting ready for war. Beating on drums and shit, that's, to me, is more serious than someone getting shot. You start beating on drums, man, that's some spiritual shit right there, man. Dude was banging on, he ain't letting them sleep. He just keep banging on the drum, banging on the drum. That's like war music, man. Just chaos, they're blowing whistles. Yo, that shit's getting out of hand, man. You could feel it. When you watch the videos, you could feel whether it's psyop or not, man. You feel it, man. Whether they're getting paid or not. Someone's being excited about that. And that's what they're trying to do. Let's see what else is in the news, man. Because I don't understand why Border Patrol, so you be at the border somewhere, niggas way away, far from the border. I guess if he's under the guise of getting immigrants, I guess that makes sense. The position of Commander at Large was a temporary position. Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said in a statement on Monday that Bovino has not been relieved of his duties. I just read that. It comes as Bovino and some Border Patrol agents are leaving Minneapolis just as Border Czar Tom Homan arrives in the city. President Donald Duck on Monday announced he is dispatching Homan, bypassing the normal chain of commands where Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and Bovino have been overseeing ICE operations. Man, Kristi Noem too? What is Kristi Noem about, man? Like, all I hear is her talking shit. Everyone's a terrorist to this bitch, man. You don't see your laws being, these are the same laws that allow you to speak. And that's how women are just stupid as hell. She's an idiot. That's why Esau be putting her out there. She'll say the dumbest shit. Your laws are being infringed upon in front of your face, and you're defending your own destruction. That's like Eve. Women are just out of their damn minds. Let me grab this in the book of Job. 30 something. 30. She ain't got no wisdom, man. That's mostly talking about Eve, but y'all follow after these damn the Edomites, man. This is fucking silly. She shouldn't actually. I should go to 1 Timothy. You know, it's too cold to be bringing up this sword, man. I gotta go on my phone. My fingers is too cold. It's not even as cold. It's beautiful out today, man. Some people look at this weather and think, oh, it's so fucking cold. It's not. If you came out here in 4-degree weather and then the next day is 7-degree weather, you'll feel that difference. Like, damn, it feels better than yesterday. And then it's 10-degree weather. It feels better and better. But to other people, they don't feel how great it feels, man. It feels absolutely amazing out here. People are hidden in the house. Esau told you to stay in your house and you did it like a damn fool, man. You ain't supposed to listen to this nigga, man. He's lying. It's beautiful out. Let me grab this in the book of, it's Job chapter 33. No, 39. Job 39. Job 39, verse 17, because God have deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding. And that's the female, that's the mind of the female. When it comes to, that's why a man is the head, man. You ain't supposed to follow after a woman. She's a damn fool. She out here telling people that it's all, calling her own people domestic terrorists, and they're not doing, and they even doing anything. You got a right to go out there and protest, man. That's in your Constitution. Now, he's saying the difference. Bovino said something about impeding ICE operations. That's when it starts. Now you blurring the lines. Okay? You ain't supposed to be getting in their ways, and that's exactly what they're doing. But you killing people. So what the fuck they supposed to do? And you know what? I was talking a lot of shit about Democrats, but yo, Democrats look like they'll get it popping on you Republicans, man. You Republicans, man, you niggas is bitches. Democrats make you look like some bitches, man. I didn't know the Democrats are about it, man. I didn't think they were that. That's how I know Massachusetts, talking to some of the regular, even some of the regular white folks, man, they got a strong hate for you Republicans, man. Believe me, I know, man. I talk to them all the time. They fucking, if the word duck goes over the radio, they start growling and shit. They like, what the fuck? They probably think this fucking, I don't even know what goes through their heads, man. I remember when he first came in the office, people were, what am I gonna do? They were bugging the fuck out, man. I'm thinking in my head, like, who gives a fuck, you know? Just another fucking white man in power. Who gives a fuck? But they knew. They knew from the beginning, man. They knew this was gonna be just the way it was. I mean, we had a small glimpse of that before, but now we understand, man. You can learn a lot from watching the Beast, you know? But yeah, these Democrats, man. And in Maine, they had an ICE agent. This lady pulled up, started recording with her phone, not violating any laws. He said, I'm gonna put you in a database for domestic terrorists. Well, guess what? The Democrats are gonna do the same thing to you Republicans. They're gonna put you in a database. I was watching Full Spectrum this morning. He was saying this lady was saying how they're gonna go around asking what's your political affiliation. They're gonna put you in a database and they're gonna do the same shit to you. So It's just gonna go back and forth till it escalates to the point where no return, man. Okay. And the Democrats are smarter than you. Democrats, a lot of them are, they work jobs like the Silicon Valley. That's a strong Democrat stronghold. So they get paid more than you Republicans. You Republicans are a bunch of construction workers. You know, some of y'all a bunch of Ku Klux Klan members, wannabes. I was watching this. I can't wait to see y'all. It's gonna be just like that movie Civil War. You're gonna have people with dye-colored hair shooting rifles at people with SS stickers on their backs. It's gonna be a beautiful thing, man. And the Lord is allowing us to see this thing. And this is hey, all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai for that, man. I'm excited about this. I think we've been looking at it all wrong. It might be the funnest time. Because who wants to die in a hospital with nurses and all that? You could just get shot. You could be blowing your gun, dying that's more fun to die that way. You want to die in a hospital, this nigga's ripping out your fucking, cutting shit out of you. Nah, fuck that. Go die with the sword, man. That's your blessing. I'm down with my sword, man. That's why I'm out here swinging the sword down. Cutting you damn devils up. I get a lot of Edomites who watch my videos. Hey, I'm glad you learning about your downfall, man. I'm glad the Lord's directing you to this. So I can tell you how badly you're gonna be in slavery, how bad we're gonna hurt you. It just get worse and worse and worse for you, man. And it get better. I feel great, man. The water Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh. But yeah, not a Jew. Don't forget, he says social media, the battlefield is on the internet. She wanna shut it down. Screaming that anti-Semitism bullshit. So I'm gonna start. I put the video up, but I got a strike. So I gotta go through the filtering process before I put it up. So that's just gonna be like a day old. But I'm gonna try to ride the wave until the Lord shuts this channel down. Because ultimately it's the Lord. This is His word. If He wants it to flourish, He'll flourish. If He don't want it to flourish, it won't flourish. But anyways, Christy Gnome's a reprobate. He has not been involved in that area, but knows and likes many of the people there. Tom is tough but fair and will report directly to me, Duck wrote in a social media post. We know he gonna, just like Bavino reported directly to you. And then nigga out there killing people. It says, Minnesota judge in Politico summons ICE leader to court, threatens contempt sanctions. The chief judge, George W. Bush appointee, said the administration had repeatedly violated or slow-walked court orders in Minnesota. Minnesota's chief federal judge has ordered the head of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Todd Lyons, oh, I thought that was Bavino, I guess he's not the head, to appear in his courtroom Friday and threatened to hold him in contempt for what he says has been repeated defiance of judges' orders in the state. So they ain't even going to court. Who are you to be above the law? Well, the Duck said he's above the law. Okay, that's Teflon Don. He don't give a fuck about the law, so he probably telling them, you ain't got to go to court. Don't worry about it. They ain't going to do shit. We'll go persecute them. We'll go tell them, we'll make them go quit their job. We'll send them an email later on today. We're going to kill you. Fucking 7 persecutors for the Renee Good trial just quit their jobs. Federal agents quitting their jobs because they don't want to prosecute the case. Why do you have that? That's some mob boss shit, man. And through the spirit, we know the Duck's doing it. He probably sitting down with mob bosses from all over the world, man. He's like, what you think we should do? Yeah, well, we should rob, steal, and kill. What you think? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Nigga's worth $1.5 billion in his Trump campaign, man. And that's not money he's getting from his crypto assets and all this shit. This place is through. You people are done. That's how you know you people are out of here, man. It says, the court's patience is at an end. U.S. District Judge Patrick Schultz said in a 3-page order issued Monday night demanding the acting director explain himself personally. Why does Todd Lyons don't want to explain how he's violating people's laws? Schultz's frustration has been boiling for weeks amid Operation Metro Surge, the Duck administration's massive immigration enforcement action in the Twin Cities. The operation has flooded the courts with emergency lawsuits brought by immigrants who say they have been illegally arrested or detained The judges in the district have agreed nearly every time, ordering their immediate release from custody and warning in increasingly alarming terms about rampant violations of the law. So they're breaking the laws, locking up so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's why this brother, you better get your shit together, man. You might be in the same case as your people are suffering right now. Locked up. He got false accusations. He's the accuser of your brother. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans got an enemy out here, man. And it's Esau. He's coming after you because he sold his birthright to your forefather for a morsel of meat. This is the type of person that's in power. He's a fool. Only a fool would sell his birthright for a morsel of meat, man. That's a base-ass nation, man. That's what a dog would do. You show a dog, listen, here's the kingdom of heaven, okay? You can have all the doggy toys, all the bones, everything you want, man. You can live forever. You can rule forever. You can go outside all the day long. You can do anything you want. Or you can have this morsel of meat over here, that little piece of meat, a little piece of steak over there. You can have that. You choose. Esau did what the dog did. That's what you mean. That's a dog. That's a beast. That's what Esau is, man. So don't forget this nigga's history when this nigga's whipping your ass that he's just a dog, man. He's just a beast. Okay? Going back to the Democrats and the Republicans, look at Esau got a fucking helmet on. He got a shield on. He got a shotgun. His hand was all bloodied up last night. He's holding the gauge like this. Are you a reporter? Are you a reporter? She's like, hey, can I not film you? He starts bugging out. He got blood all over his hands. This is a fucking madman. He's a damn madman. And this nigga got absolute immunity. Foolishness, man. Absolute foolishness. Oh, shit. Don't come this way. Don't come this way. Good. There you go. The water Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. The practical consequence of respondents' failure to comply has almost always been significant hardship to aliens, many of whom have lawfully lived and worked in the United States for years and done absolutely nothing wrong. I love how he calls the Northern Kingdom, or just immigrants as a whole, aliens. Because that's what we called his ass too in the book of Maccabees. Let me grab this real quick. This nigga's an alien. What is that? I think, let me see. First Maccabees 3, verse 45. Now Jerusalem lay void as a wilderness. There was none of her children that went in or out. The sanctuary also was trodden down, and aliens kept the stronghold. The heathen had their habitation in that place, and joy was taken from Jacob, and the pipe with the harp ceased. And that's talking about Esau Edom. Okay? So the Lord called, you're the fucking alien. And the aliens are in Jerusalem today. It's been invaded by aliens. Talk about aliens. They're here already. They walk amongst us. It's the Edomites. They're where they don't belong. And they call it, he's just a full, excuse my language, man. I don't even mean to swear as much as I do. When I think of Esau, man, it's just, imagine somebody you can just smack up, beat up, throw around. And now he's running around like, he's 50 deep, he got multiple weapons on him. He's a replicant, man. A real base man. Can't do anything right, can't get right. Last night there was there was a Christian walking his dog, and someone stabbed him. He asked him, "What religion are you?" And he told him Christian. So the dude stabbed him and his dog, ran away, and then the police caught up with him and shot him up. That's the type of time we live. And the dude has 7 knives on him, man. If that's not a spirit created for vengeance, I don't know what is, man. He walked asking people if they're Christian and poking them up, man. That's some wild shit. That's some wild shit, man. That's the times we living in, man. That's why we gotta wake up. You dying for a false god, You think everyone love everybody. Lord's tired of that shit, man. And then when you watch the news on it, he got poked up in front of a store that literally had SS on the store. I don't know where the hell that was, man. I think they said Portland or some shit like. I forgot. It starts with a P, but dude got poked up, man. That's crazy. That's how you know you ain't got that hedge of protection. The Lord ain't dealing with y'all. He poked you and your dog. He survived, but the dude who did it, he was probably sound like an Ishmaelite. But we'll find out who that is. That's pretty much it on that. That's pretty much it on that. So they're skipping court, man, for violating the law. They've been doing that, though. India and EU clinched the mother of all deals in a historic free trade agreement. India and the EU, okay. We find out the EU's gonna go with the BRICS, man. Try to get away from this American hegemony. New Delhi, AP, after nearly 2 decades of negotiations, India and European Union announced Tuesday they have reached a free trade agreement to deepen economic and strategic ties. The accord, which the EU chief described as the mother of all deals, could affect as many as 2 billion people. The deal between two of the world's biggest markets comes as Washington targets both India and the EU with steep import tariffs, disrupting established trade flows and pushing major economies to seek alternate partnerships. So ain't nobody fucking with the duck, man. She's smiling ear to ear. You can almost see it. She's so happy to do business with it. Look how happy. All holding hands together. Look at it. Yeah, they're like, we ain't fucking with this devil no more. This nigga don't know how to do any work. They're smiling. They're so happy not to fuck with this damn devil. It tells you in the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, the whole world's gonna rejoice when you fall, man. Woo! Let me grab this in the book of Luke. That smile, man, that made my day right there. Seeing the smile on their face. And that's what another heathen. Imagine when they do business with us. That's what because we're gonna do everything righteously. Then I'm like, you know what, man? Damn, we would have been smoked them niggas, man. Y'all with Yasharala the whole time? Fuck. Damn, man. I'd have been smoked Esau. I'd have wasted all my nukes on him a long time ago. The first day I achieved the goal. If I knew we were gonna live like this. It's the book of Luke. I think it's 18. Lightning. I can't find it. I think it's Luke. No. Yeah. It's Luke 10, not 18. It's Luke 10 and 18, not Luke 18 and 10. Okay. Luke 10, this is the book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. That's right, lightning's quick. It's a quick fall, and especially with the Lord. The Lord, a day with the Lord is 1,000 years. Let me grab that in Peter. One day with the Lord is 1,000 years. So that's how fast this devil's falling. We're seeing it in real time. We're watching it, but we're not really, it don't really make any sense because, we're in the, one day with the Lord is 1,000 years. 2 Peter 3 and 8. It reminds me of this, I forgot the name of the show. This dude was opening his refrigerator and he saw this little civilization and then it was just it was going so quickly. It was just like, but in his time, everything was slow. It was like 2 different times where he's watching the nation get destroyed and rebuilt and destroyed and rebuilt. And he shows him I forgot what show that was. I think it was like robots, something with robots. And that's how it's a good visual of how the Lord, everything's faster down here, but it's 1,000 years up there. He's on a whole different time frame than us. 2 Peter 3, verse 8. Let me grab this. 2 Peter 3, verse 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that with the Lord 1 day is as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as 1 day. So the Lord, 1,000 years down here on the earth is only 1 day with the Lord. Okay. How you doing today, my brother?
Peace.
Shalom, King. Luke 10, verse 19. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. That's right. So the Lord gives us authority over these damn heathen. Nothing shall by any means hurt you. That's why the Lord allows us to teach this word. Because if you come in the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, He's going to protect you. All right? So you're going to be all right. You can tread over these serpents, these Edomites, these scorpions. Ultimately, these are demons that you're rebuking through the Spirit of the Lord by bringing out the truth. And He hates that. Luke 10, verse 20, notwithstanding in this, rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. That's right. We're going to rejoice when we find out we're the elect. Okay? You start giving us power, man, we're going to know off the rip. Some of us are going to know before we even get on the ship that we are part of that number. Okay, so that's a beautiful thing. Lord's will, I'm part of that number, man. And I'm going to use it, and I'm going to abuse it on you damn Edomites. All right? I'm going to want all the smoke with you if I get that power, man. I'm going to be looking for you, man. I'm going to do the Michael Myers to you. You're going to be running. You're going to think you got away. I'm going to walk, and I'm going to find your ass. And then I'm going to do you dirty. Because you can only run so far, man. And I'm gonna catch up with you later. So we're witnessing the fall of the Edomite in real time, and this is a great thing. This is something we should be rejoicing about. Let me grab this in the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter. Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So we're going to get set in our own land. We're cleaving to the house of Jacob now. Who's out here claiming to be Israel? None of you heathens are doing that. You ain't doing that shit, man. You see so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Y'all ain't cleaving to the house of Jacob. You cleaving to Christianity, the so-called white man. Okay, so you're going to die. You're going to go into slavery. You ain't going to make it. If you live in here in Babylon, you might as well go back to China, man. Wherever the fuck you're from. Excuse my language again. I'm trying to work on it, man. But wherever you're from, it's better you go over there and be destroyed over there with your own people. Because everyone over here, you increase as you leave Babylon in making it through the Third World War. Okay? In Moab right now, he's dealing with I think one of his generals was sharing nuclear secrets with the U.S. So I wonder what Moab's gonna do to that nigga. It sounds like you got a clean house, Moab. Go get it popping, man. Clean that up. Clean your military up, man. Isaiah 14:2, and those strangers shall be joined with them. We're the strangers that are joined to the house of Jacob. Okay, we're joined through the apostles and elders on down. You know, through this word, we're cleaving. We're cleaving to the doctrine. We're cleaving to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. They led us to the water, man. We drink it. Okay. Isaiah 14:2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So who's oppressing the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? Because Isaiah's telling you they're going to rule over their oppressors. Okay? So that's who they're going to rule over, Esau, Edom, and the rest of you damn heathen nations. Isaiah 14:3, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. So we serve hard bondage under Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. And we're still serving hard bondage. Getting put to death, man. That's hard by your enemy. That's not fun, man. Nigga got mad. You know, Jake talk about in the hood how, you know, he's up on the scoreboard. Esau is so high up, there's no way you could recompense him back properly. The Lord got to do it to him, and He gonna do it to him in a righteous way. Shalom, King. Shalom. You have a blessed day, my man. Okay. So only the Lord can recompense this devil for all the blood that he spilled. According to Numbers, the 35th chapter, 33rd verse. His blood that defileth the land. This nigga defiled the land with hundreds of millions of deaths through the transatlantic slave trade, and to our people right here that through Jake that was up here, man. His people got destroyed too. That's Israel. Native Americans. You know, Christopher Columbus said he couldn't put his sword down. Don't worry, we gonna put. Oh man. That's why we can smell you can smell this nigga's blood, man. You can smell it. It's about that time, man. 50 Cent, I don't know, I got all these 50 Cent is this. I wonder what 50 Cent's doing, man. 50 Cent, you need to repent, man. He had this song called, he said, I smell pussy, man. That's kind of like what it is, man. You're starting to see that this dude, that the Lord, the power that he got for us, man, is just beyond what this nigga can handle. He can't handle what the Lord's gonna put upon his men. And that's his ass after that, man. All that shit he got, all that guns, the discombobulator, man, that's come on, man. We're gonna be laughing at that, man. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Nothing he shoot at you gonna work. Okay? Because we got the Lord, man. And he gonna see it with his own eyes. That's gonna be the most gratifying reward when you see that look in Esau's face, because he's proud, man. When he get the fear of God in him. Oh, shit. There's a scene where Esau got I think it's like a Gatling gun. He's shooting some gun. He's shooting Superman in his eyeball. And the Superman he's just walking into it, getting shot in his eye, man. It's just funny as hell. And he lets him waste the whole clip on him. He's shooting him in the eye. The bullets, they're not even doing anything to him. I gotta say hi to the firefighters when they ain't turning off normally they always got their sirens on when they drive by, but every now and again they don't, man. Every now and again they drive by without their sirens on. Anyways, Isaiah 14:4, that thou shalt take up this parable against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? Yeah, the oppressor Esau, how did you stop, man? How was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? You know, he sees him because ultimately the Lord's taking away the power. There's no way you will have a so-called black man on the corners talking all this shit without Esau. The nigga be watching the videos. He knows he's watching the video. Fucking FBI agents they watch this shit. They say stupid shit on the comic board. That's all Edomites. Edomites. It's not all Edomites. It's all FBI. Government officials, man, watching these videos. Fill your cup up, man. Fill it up. I can't do nothing. The Lord got me doing it, man. I can't help it. A man's goings is of the Lord. How can a man understand his own way? I don't understand why I do the things I do. All right? I don't know. Isaiah 14 in verse number 5, the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. So you ain't gonna, if he breaks your staff, your stability, okay, you're not stable anymore, man. Just like this country, it's unstable. You got people protesting, fighting up against each other, beating war drums, blowing trumpets, killing each other. That's not a sustainable society. Nobody wants to live in a society like that. No one can operate in a society like that. You can't make money in a war zone. It's hard to run a business when People are shooting each other. And who's going to want to come to your business when people are getting shot out front of your store? Okay? So it's unsustainable. Isaiah 14 and verse number 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. So that's talking about Esau. Okay? When you're persecuted, no one's going to try to help you out. No one's going to hinder. That's like you see someone getting beat up, he getting kicked in his face with Timberland boots, and you're driving by, you're like, he probably deserved it. The way they kicking him, you're like, yeah, he probably deserved that shit. They kicking him real hard. I don't want to get involved in that shit. You just keep it moving. That's the same thing that's going to happen with the so-called white man when he's getting beat up by all these other nations and his own people. I think the Democrats are going to get the upper hand. I do. Because they whooped your ass during the first Civil War. You didn't see what happened? The so-called black man, they gave them arms and they were slaughtering you niggas. You niggas were running from Connecticut. Connecticut was, people from Connecticut, the warriors were running up. It was Jake fucking you Edomites up, you Republicans, or whatever the fuck you call yourselves today. We were fucking y'all up. Okay? And then Jake should have just killed everybody. You should have just kept killing them. Nigga put his gun down, thought they were gonna show mercy to you. Now look at you, you ain't got shit. You should have just killed the northern states and the you should just kept kill them all. That's what you should have did, but the Lord ain't want you to do that. Yeah, more prophecy to be fulfilled. You could have already been destroyed by some slaves. And then the southern states, they running around, they're a bunch of fucking losers. Esau's a fucking, his whole history don't even make sense. 4 years, you got your ass kicked. You had mad guns, you had it all. You had it all, man. And you lost. So you already lost and you want to lose again. History already, if there was a spread on it, I'd probably go with the states, with the northern states again. Cause I don't know, some of you that racism, your pride, you got way too much pride. I think maybe up north they got a little less pride than you, so they're probably gonna give it. Ultimately, it's the Lord, man. He's the one who chooses who's gonna win the battle in the first place. He already gave us the victory, so I'm banking on that. But when it comes to y'all, when y'all start beefing, I'm curious to see who's gonna win that one. Isaiah 14:7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. So when you get hindered, the whole earth is at rest, man. When this nigga get taken down. Okay? And the Lord's words are true, man. You can see it. Imagine this nigga get taken out. You see the heathen. I should have just finished it. They're happy as hell to not do business with you, man. They're so happy. Look at them, man. Let me finish this article. I got a couple more minutes. It says the deal between the two of the world's biggest markets come as Washington targets both India and the EU with steep import tariffs, disrupting established trade flows and pushing major economies to seek alternate partnerships. This agreement will bring major opportunities for the people of India and Europe. So it sounds like they're gonna get tied into the BRICS, because that's the only way you can get around the tariffs and the sanctions ultimately. Because it sounds like he gonna put sanctions. Tariffs are a little bit different. I don't know if it's similar to sanctions, but the BRICS, that's how you get around the sanctions. This agreement will bring major opportunities for the people of India and Europe. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi said in a virtual address to an energy conference, it represents 25% of the global GDP and 1/3 of global trade. So it sounds like a lot of business. 25% of the global GDP and 1/3 of global trade. That's a lot of business, man. So what's happening to Europe is the opposite of what Duck wants to happen to them. He wants them begging him to come up with and formulate a deal with him. And they're like, no, fuck you. Fuck you. We don't want no trade deal with you. We don't even want to fuck with your money anymore. Even though that is destroying the EU. EU's fucking out of their damn minds. But they're happy. It says, the accord will see free trade on almost all goods between the 27 members of the EU and India, covering everything from textiles to medicines and bringing down high import taxes for European wine and cars. He wanted to put a 200% tariff on wine when it came to Emmanuel Macron. Why would I just won't sell you any wine. Fuck it, I'll just go. There's more people in India anyways than there are. And don't worry, the camera's not looking at you. It's looking at me, so you have a wonderful day, all right? I love talking to Esau sometimes, man. Esau don't know. And I like some Edomites too, man. Don't get me wrong. You can fuck with Esau on certain things, man. I don't hate all Edomites, man. Oh yeah, I do hate all Edomites, but I don't need to show them I hate all Edomites. And plus, you don't know who's really an Edomite, anyways. You gotta know them by the. You gotta test the spirit by the spirit. You gotta have that. You gotta know the. You gotta bring out the scripture. See if you can see how they feel about this and that, and then the spirit will reveal who they are. Is because the scriptures are a discerner of the intents and thoughts of the heart, according to Hebrews the 4th chapter. So you got to use the word, man. Instead of just assuming you see somebody that's white and think he's an Edomite, you could be offending one of the Lord's little ones. That's the last thing you want to do. It'd be better that a millstone be hung around your neck and you drown in the sea for offending one of the Lord's little ones. So you got to trend. You got to tend to the people, according. Because like I said, I got family members that look white, and they're Israelites. They're from the tribe of Judah and Asian. So I know for a fact with my own eyes that Israel's in the midst of all these different nations, man. So you gotta watch who you're talking to, because you don't know everybody's background. That's it's not really wise to talk to everyone like just based off their skin color, man. People who teach like that, man, you're out of your damn mind, man. Out of your damn mind. You better repent for the Lord and knock your ass out. Send one of these Asians that can fuck you up. Asians can fight, nigga. Nigga hit you with some Bruce Lee shit, nigga, that you didn't think of, man. You think everyone's swinging their hands and he come up with a roundhouse kick. Good morning. He's getting this run on. Let me see. It says India and the EU also agreed on a framework for deeper defense and security cooperation. It's funny that they used the word framework, because the duck was using that same word when it was coming to Greenland. Yeah, the framework for Greenland. Well, they're using a framework too with India. All right, to cut you out of this deal. 25% of the GDP. Come on, man. I don't ever hear you doing deals like that. Who can you do deals? Nobody wants to do deals with Esau like that, man. He's fucking this place up. He's doing a great job, too. He's doing a great job. I will give him a round of applause with my hands up. He got a lot more work to do. So send Tom Homan into Minnesota. I don't know what you're going to do with that car. Get it popping, man. Hurry up. It's time for this place to get shut down. India and the EU also agreed on a framework for deeper defense and security cooperation, and a separate pact aimed at easing mobility for skilled workers and students, signaling their partnership extends beyond commerce. Ooh, military. They don't even want to. Your allies, man. And who's he linked up with? China, Russia, Saudi Arabia. Come on, man. EU about to switch on the. I'm telling you, the beast's about to switch on the horn. U.S. pressures propels India-EU trade deal. The negotiations for the India-EU deal got a new impetus after U.S. President Donald Duck strong-arm trade tactics, including threatening his European allies with punitive tariffs over their objections to Duck's attempt to take control of Greenland. Speaking at a joint news conference in New Delhi with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and European Council President Antonio Costa, the Indian leader said the partnership with the EU will strengthen stability in the international system at a time of turmoil in the global order. And he don't like stability. He don't like that, man. He needs instability. That's how Esau operates, and he wants to bring in stability. But if you create stability on your own, you're weakening my power. So his plans aren't working. He's not doing what you think he's doing, man. Europe and India are making history today. We have concluded the mother of all deals, von der Leyen said in a post on X. The mother of all deals, man. Let's see if the duck can perform a bigger deal than that. 25% of the world's GDP, which I think not. Isaiah 14, verse 8. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. Yeah, that's right. Feller is someone who cuts down trees. Trees are likened unto people, and he's been cutting them down through his economic policies, through his military might, through his false religions. And now the trees are rejoicing. But I'm going to end it here. Lord's will, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Barcha Kodash. Shalom, Abba Babal, and Kwam Yasharala. Let me see what you got a lot of. Hi, said hi. True Hebrew Israelites are white, bro. Good. The Lord can't build skyscrapers. Ancient Hebrew root word for Isaac's sons of Saxons. You ain't Semitic, laughing my ass off. You are the beast of the field. The ancient Hebrew root word for Isaac's sons of Saxons, bro. Sorry about your luck. True that, brother. Bless you, brother. May God be with you and everyone else. Robert Mason. This guy had no idea what he's talking about. Prelest. Good evening from Sweden and have a nice day at. What in the murder are you even talking about? Said hi, Soup, listen. And you know, exactly. Seems like we're connected dots that live on different graphs. That's why it makes no sense at Slick. Okay, you have a right. You have a right to protest. You don't have a right to impede law enforcement. It's very clear. Freeze, baby, freeze. Now, Republicans are too busy working to have the time for this Karen screaming protest. Smarter arguments has been used against their black community a lot, hasn't it? Exactly. Oh, geez, we found a fascist, boys. Go to Ukraine and find out, dummy. Shut the fuck up. Haters, go back to work. Don't you have a clock to punch? Hi, from England. Said hi. Because good has no case. Political judges. Duck needs to call in the Insurrection Act to crush to fraud and rapist protectors. No such thing as a world leader. Where is the city located? Hi. And you know, it's funny, somebody else called for the Insurrection Act on X. Hey, I want the Insurrection Act to happen too, man. Then I'll bring in martial law, they'll bring in the MOTB, and then you can get your surgery done earlier. But I'm gonna end it here. Shalom.